And it says we're live.
Hi, welcome to the StockinetteZombies. I'm Amy, also known as Janitma.
And I'm Megan, also known as Just Run It. And this is episode 324.
Yay.
Where we're talking about whips. Watch me whip.
Yes. Yep. So we did start a multicolor KAL out there. So the entries are starting to come in because whips were allowed. So people had finished some things and put them out there.
Yes.
I did want to add one clarification. In my mind, it was colorway, not that you had multiple colors in one skein.
Got it.
So if you've entered like self-striping yarn and you haven't done coordinating heels and toes,
got it. So multiple strands.
Yeah, I don't know how to clarify that. Again, I guess just multiple colorways, because if you self-striped if you went through and had minis and you made them yourself, then that counts. But anyway, just something I thought of while I was knitting.
Okay. Yeah. And I don't know, maybe other people, maybe I'm just seeing it, but like your words are coming before your mouth is moving there. So.
Nope, same for me with you.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know.
So we've got a great connection today. We've got a great connection.
Yeah, it is raining a lot.
Blame it on the rain. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, no, I'm super excited. I'm working on something. You keep seeing me look down that is multiple colors. So I'm definitely, and it's a whip.
Okay.
So I'm definitely embracing the multicolor KAL, and I'm excited to see what you've got in the works. Yesterday when I was pinging you, or earlier this week when I was pinging you, you were like, I have lots of whips. And I was like, ooh, I want to see them.
Well, some of them are only single color or single colorway. So yeah, I guess I can get started. I have the mixed tape, which I am not putting a mixed tape on, so it won't be multiple colors. But if I was putting that mixed tape on, it would have counted. So I have, this is the back side, but it's that Remix Light. So from Barocco, let's see if I have a ball band.
So the OG was the non-light, right? And it's a lot of like recycled stuff, right?
Yeah, it says that it's nylon, cotton, acrylic, silk, and linen. So it's kind of a summer blend. And it's very soft. And it's a pleasure to work with. I kind of like it. It's textured, it looks very textured and heathered in there. So it's knitting up really pleasant, and I'm enjoying it. And I think it runs $13 a ball. So, this sweater is going to be like $26, which is pretty good.
Yeah.
And I bought 3 just in case. So I might not need it. We'll find out.
I was thinking that you had picked that up at Darn It Anyway, way back at a zombie runaway in October. But you didn't? You picked it up online?
No, this was, sorry, I bought this at Northfield.
Got it.
And I do have Remix Light in my stash that's red that I bought at Darn It Anyway. So you are correct.
I got a pink. So maybe that's why I'm thinking that we both got pink.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I bought basically a red with a yellow. And I think it was like Wonder Woman was like the inspiration of me buying those colors together. But I still haven't done anything with it. And I have so many balls. And now I'm wondering, like, gosh, what can I make? Because I'm already finding out that I can make a tee out of 2.
Yeah.
It's like, what can I make with 4? It's going to be enormous.
So the mixtape is by Jessie Ostermiller, right?
Yep.
And you just really liked the shape?
Yeah. I just if you looked at the finished objects online, I really liked the shape of the garment, and I just kept thinking, what can I use this DK weight yarn for? Because Remix Light surprisingly is a DK weight. It doesn't feel like it is and doesn't knit like it is, but it plumps, I guess, in the wash. And it is a DK weight yarn as you're knitting with it. Also, Jessie's pattern calls for smaller needles than you would assume for a DK. So it seems to be a good marriage, pattern and yarn. So
Very cool.
yeah, and then the thing that jumped on my needles after we got through the knitpocalypse was I've had this lovely lemonade shop yarn in my stash. I believe she was doing this colorway when her daughter had a school shooting. There was a school shooting at her daughter's school, and it was a very scary time, and so she did a fundraiser. So I believe that this is that colorway. It's getting washed out. It is a light yellow with blue speckles, but it looks like it's white in this angle.
Yeah, yeah. You had a really color representative photo out on Instagram, right?
Yes, that Instagram photo is what it is. And maybe this is better. No, it's still looking like it's got like a white and green, but in person, it's not that jumped out. I think it blends and looks more consistent in person.
Pretty.
But still, I'm enjoying this pattern. It's the something party top. What kind of party was it? Huh?
Is it just party top?
No, the party top's a DK weight. This is a new pattern that got released. Petal Party. That's what it was. Petal Party. So like flower petal, or maybe bicycle pedal.
I think of the pattern, it's PETAL. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
And then another,
So that's bottom up. Sorry. And is it all in the round? I'm trying to.
It's top down, and I think it is pieced and seamed.
Okay. Well, that's probably where I thought it was bottom up then.
Yeah, no, it's so I've already done some neck.
Got it.
Stuff up here.
Pretty.
Yep. And I do believe it's 2 pieces and seamed. I don't think you work like some of them you do to your armpits and then you join in the round. But I don't think this one is. Again, I don't read ahead. Spoilers, right? I can figure it out. And then we were talking about some yarns out on ZKN, just one of the Zooms, and it got into my mind that there was this yarn that didn't know what to do with, and I thought pairing it with a mohair might be fun. So this is something I'm making up as I go along. So it's a top-down raglan.
Ooh.
And it's fuzzy. It's very like Halloween-y orange and black. But still, still pretty. It's not a harsh color.
Yeah. Is that a fingering held with mohair?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I haven't decided which side to bring out yet, because I think that the inside looks a little bit better with the reverse stockinette here.
Yeah. Yep.
But I think that it will be more or less reversible. I think I won't have to decide till I seam up the underarm. So, and even then it'll be under my arms. So I could just make it reversible.
Is this going to be a summer top, or is it going to be a winter top? Are you making long sleeves?
Let's see, I only have 900 yards of the lace weight mohair. So I think it's going to have to be a summer top.
Oh, wow. That looks so different when you hold them up separately. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, this is like black, white, and purple. And then this is like a tangerine type color.
Mm-hmm.
So, yep. Yep, this one is Suburban Stitcher, and this one is Berry Fun Yarns.
Pretty, pretty.
Yep. So, I don't know. And again, that one jumped on the needles because I wanted to play with a concept. So there's no pattern.
Okay. Amy's brain.
Amy's brain, yep. And then there's an Eat Sleep Knit, you know, the marathon or whatever they call that, the knit-a-thon.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm trying to do all 4 of their quarterly KALs. And I got the first 2 in, it was really easy. And the third one was a designer spotlight of our very own Tony.
Mm-hmm.
So I went ahead and cast on a Loons version of the interlock and key, entrelock and key, sorry. So I've decided that since I have a lot of this blue, I was just gonna alternate and put in the grays there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm just gonna knit until I think it's a good size for a blanket because I think I have enough yarn.
Okay.
To do a little lap blanket.
Beautiful.
And that's just with the spirit of the pattern, I guess, because I was asking, like, does it count if I was like, well, ask for forgiveness. Like, I am using Tony's pattern to make this.
You can fold over the one edge when you're done and say that it's the shawl.
Right. This is totally the shawl.
Yeah. Totally. It's just like a more rectangular shawl.
Yeah. Right. And you're right. The way that it's designed, I could just fold it over, and it would be the shawl.
There's still extra flap on your shawl that makes it go in your lap better.
This is the crochet hook that it called for, but I think that I'm a tight crocheter because the fabric to me feels a little bit dense. But again, we made fingering weight ones, and this is DK. So I'm having like, oh, well, this was a lot more drapey in the fingering weight when I was making it than it is in the DK weight. But it also isn't washed and blocked, and I think that it will grow when I do that. So, and again, without doing modifications, the squares turned out a lot smaller than they did when we made modifications, and my squares were quite a bit bigger.
Yeah, no, I struggled with that too. You know, I was tagging her there for when I was stuck on repeat making the blankets, and I'm like, well, I mean, if somebody wanted to go buy the pattern, they would get the basic tenets of how to make it, but you're not making a blanket, right? You're making a shawl. So you have to kind of, modify it. And obviously I was doing it in fingering, like you were saying, and I was using different stitch counts, and yeah.
Right. But
loosely based off of entrelock and key. Yeah.
But I still think that when you use a pattern as a base for an inspiration of something you grow with, I still feel like I should credit them, right? Like, the basic idea of what I started was from your pattern. I just didn't want to stop.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I know for people who would have trouble making it a square after they had gotten through Tony's instructions, it wouldn't be the appropriate pattern, right?
Yep.
Or if they fell in love with your fingering weight one, they would have to know how to modify things.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. But those are my 4 that are, what do we call that?
Active whips.
Active whips. Yeah. Because I have some socks that have been sitting forever, and probably not worth talking about.
It was a lot of fun. You mentioned the ZKN ZK kind of enabling episode, as it were, like the show and share of everything that people purchased, both at home or sales afterwards. And it was very fun to see. I especially appreciated just kind of the variety of, like, I went in and I know exactly what I'm going to make with this. And the like, this was pretty and it jumped off of the shelf and it wanted to come home with me. I think I looked down at one point when my husband and family or whatever, and I was like, we've been talking about things that people bought for 2 hours. It feels like we've been talking about it for 15 minutes. So I thoroughly enjoyed myself.
Yeah, it was a dangerous event because I know that my queue grew of things that I wanted to knit.
But it's fun because I feel like it levels out, right? Like, so my stash was getting really high on things that I didn't know what I was going to necessarily make with it. And then the ideas of the patterns started to grow as people were chatting about things. So I waited until I could talk about, and it's getting smaller, my Leading Men Fiber Arts, and show that off, and caked it up and immediately started putting borders on my scrappy squares. Really love the choice that Steve and Andy helped me make. I feel like I haven't had a square yet that has, I've been like, oh, well, that wasn't a good border for it. And so I think you can probably see where I start on this side and kind of log cabinet. So basically I picked up along there, did exactly half the number of rows as it is wide, so that when I put them next to each other, you'll get a pretty similar expansive border that is the black, as like one square wide is there. And then the really cool thing I noticed all of your ends, and this had no shortage of ends on it either, is because I'm just kind of working around and picking up on the edge that I already did, I only end up with 2 ends. So I stop where I end. And I haven't woven in any of the ends because these were like 10 ends a piece that had to be woven in, and 2, I'm like, well, I can just let all of these pile up. But I'm going to get to where I've used a whole ball of the soliloquy from Leading Men Fiber Arts, and then I'm going to count my squares because I've only got 1 more of these. And then I'll have to order some, I think, because I've got a ton of squares. This one is the one that makes me the most happy. I just love the speckles of black with the edges there. Got a rainbow one on the needles. You can kind of see the construction there, where I started off with a skinny one, and then you pick up and do longer, and then this last one with the edges will be the longest all the way around. So that has been fun. And then I got on the needles, something it's funny that you mentioned out of your own brain, for my June Use It or Lose It. It got on the needles in June. It's not done, but it got on the needles and got some activity on it. So I decided that I was going to make a literally over the top, which is one of my designs, but I wanted to put a different lace on it. And kind of holding it up and looking at it and whatever, I really enjoyed this direction of it. Not only the lace, but just the way the colors are striping when you're going side to side rather than up and over the top. So when I got done with it, I picked up along the edges and used my provisional cast on and added a little squared edge to it. So this is just, again, crazy things that Megan does with string because I thought it would look pretty. You can see my provisional or my afterthought armhole there, and I've now finished. The back is going to be reverse stockinettes for that same reason that your top, you enjoyed the reverse stockinette. So I've got the panel. So it's actually been knit
Gotcha.
instead of up and over the top, up and around. I've got the panel now where I can seam up the side other than the armhole. And I've got so much of this yarn. This is County Claire by Blue Moon Fiber Arts. That's the colorway. Colorways County Claire Blue Moon Fiber Arts Socks That Rock. I had 4 skeins of this. And so it's going to get long sleeves, and the neckline will get seamed up. The side will get seamed up. And I'll have a nice little kind of crate. I mean, it looks again like your with your pedal party one, right? It's looking a lot more than it actually is. I mean, they're pretty intense greens and blues, but not like that. Not like that. Not what the camera is showing. The camera is very much oomping it up. So, yep, I'm super excited about that. And it's been fun to just kind of let my brain decide what it wanted to be.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. And it gets really addicting when you're doing that kind of thing too, right? You're just like, I want to get to the
because you want to get to the next thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep,
It's not,
absolutely.
right. It's like, oh, I already know what I'm doing here. I want to get to the next thing that I need to create or improvise.
Figure out. Yeah.
Figure it out.
Yeah. Yep. This and that and that. Yep. So yeah, it was very much, okay, I'm going to cast on this lace. I like this simple lace. Oh, no, now I don't want it to be going up and over. I want it to be sideways. I'm going to put a border on it. Oh, I got to get to the point where I want to put a border on it, and how I'm going to do those kind of square increases from the center out. And then, oh, maybe the back could be reverse stockinette because I'm enjoying the way that the reverse stockinette. Yeah, it's just and I'm not editing, right? I'm just doing it, man. And then I have a needle adjacent project. This is my use it or lose it for July. So it's going to have to get on the needles here pretty soon. This is BU fiber, and it's Oh Happy Day. Oh Happy Day.
Yeah,
and I think if you looked at it would be really interesting. I know somebody that's into data analytics. If you looked at my projects, I think I'm almost exclusively doing pink projects in the summer. Maybe not.
Okay.
It seems like this time of year, I'm always picking up pink for whatever reason. It's a summer thing for me. So yep. I picked this out and I was like, I've had this for a very long time. I think she had a really great sale and these were like $17 a skein or something like that. And I've made Ellie tops and in different colorways, not this colorway. But I was just like, it's been in my stash too long. And I'm going to make I mentioned it in our ZKN chat. Why can't I get to my tabs? Silly phone. It's trying to show me. I've got too many tabs open. That's why. The outline tee by Jessie Maid. I'll show it to you. I think it'll be really, and it's pink.
Oh, yes.
Sometimes I'm not very inventive with colors. I go, oh, I want to make that top, and then I pick out pink.
Yeah, I've seen a lot of people making the tank top. Yeah.
Yes. Yep. So I've got enough here that I think I'm going to, there's a few of them. This is a cropped, the pattern is written for cropped, but I'll make mine longer. And I just think that it will really like this. It's variegated, but it's not crazy variegated. And I think those places where you're dropping the stitches will look really pretty with the different colors lining up there. So super excited about that one and need to get it on the needles here. So that's my next needle adjacent project that isn't Tunisian crochet and isn't this crazy thing I'm doing with my with the other top. So
yeah, I'm just looking at all of I think it's cast on itis, but you were saying about colors. I think I'm in the season of not dark tonals. It's like I'm on the lighter side of what the colors are. So it's whether they're brighter or they're paler, they're the, if you were to adjust the darkness on them, they would be on the lighter side of the
like sun's out, bright's out.
Like, yeah,
Bright
instead of
lights.
red, it's pink. Instead of like a dark orange, it's like your top, you know. And instead of
Stand in the gap. Stand in the gap.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Mine's just a CrossFit shirt. Or even like yellow, instead of mustard yellow, it's bright sunny yellow.
Oh, yeah.
And I've just noticed that in my colors that I'm casting on and buying these days. It's like, oh, apparently I really wanted to lighten up my wardrobe.
Absolutely. I can totally relate and can totally see that in myself as well. If I laid out all of my summer tops, I'm sure you would. In fact, I was just wearing the other day something that's probably pretty similar to this. I think it was the best friend or frenemies and best friend colorways that I got from, now my brain's not filling it in, but I made a couple of summer tops in similar pink. It's just my jam this time of year.
Absolutely.
Embrace it, love it.
Yeah. No, I'm excitedly like trying to find patterns and cast on the yarn, and yeah. I think I'm holding out right now because I saw a shipment notification on my ice cream social kit. Ooh. That I am going to make a top out of, because yeah. Shawls I enjoy knitting, but I don't wear them. So I just like, I need to make something I'm going to wear.
Where is that from?
The kit? Oh, it's from Beautiful Sister, and it's the Emma's Yarn kit.
Yeah. Pretty.
Yep, they still had some out there on their website. Ooh. And I bought it like immediately after the retreat. I had the regrets.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I've long coveted Emma's yarn and the beautiful combinations and, you know, the finished objects. Not yet pulled the trigger, so maybe I just need you to make me feel
like you're missing out.
The FOMO.
I bought the pink one, so you're gonna be really jealous.
Yep.
It's like a pale pink with all these other pinks in it. Oh, it's the pink one.
Yep. May not make it. May have some people being like, somebody's trying to porch pirate your packages.
I don't have knitters on my street.
I was talking about me. I'm gonna go camp out.
You're too busy. Oh, there's no way you'll beat me to it.
I can work from my car. I'm just saying. Ask me how I know. My internet was out. So
if I see your car parked on my street, I'll know.
It's gonna be a stakeout.
Mm-hmm. So, all right. Bye.
Bye, Ufta.